All right, it's January 25th, 2025, doing my weekly check-in. It's a Saturday night, 8:15, and it's been a lot of work. So, starting off with work, I can't remember my last update that I gave, but kind of what's been going on the past week and a bit is I had to do a presentation that did not go well. I think I probably said that in the last video. Not because were like I don't know how to explain this. Not because anything's like fundamentally wrong, but just like messaging. So been spending the last week and then this weekend as well trying to get that in order to send out like an asynchronous version of what that content is, so that we don't have to represent it right now because we have to do this every month. But we're gonna try to get it in a format that seems to we're hoping we're going to get feedback on it, like articulates the plan is. So it's just like it's a ton of work, and I think yeah, like I'm definitely feeling like burnt out from work itself. It's kind of like I don't know, like I just been working like nonstop, and what's happening at this moment I guess is like there's usually like I'm balancing a lot of things like course creation, content creation, building brand goes, trying to have a life that's not just working in content. And my work life balance is for my 9 to 5 is usually very good. Like I'm very happy with that, but not that I'm unhappy right now, but certainly the balance is not there. There were days in the past couple weeks, like basically multiple days in a row, doing like 12-hour days. Um, like I'm working on writing stuff over the weekend. Um, I have like it's just that there's a lot all at once, and that's the part that's tough. So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. It's hard. I think I think this is like I don't want that to sound totally negative, because part of me is like it's good to have the opportunity. I would say for sure it's good to be part of something that actually warrants like uh like attention and making progress. Like that's all good. I'm happy to be part of that. And historically, like from working at a startup for 8 years, I know absolutely what it's like to put in like 12 to 16-hour days on repeat for months. So this is not it's not something where I'm like, oh no, like this is the end of the world. But the reality is, because I have filled my plate with so many other things outside of work, that I cannot do them all. It's absolutely impossible. Whereas before, when I was at a startup, I had nothing else outside of work. As long as I got to the gym every day, I was happy. I didn't care. So I could just work nonstop. I can't do that now at all. So um, that's making it hard. And yeah, like definitely like reaching burnout for sure. But specifically like with work things. So it'd be good to make some progress, get that delivered, and then move on. But we're not out of the clear, because the project's still going on for at least another 2 months. So it's a lot ahead. But anyway, that's work. Brand Ghost is going good. We are trying out some paid ads again. The reason for this is just experimental. Like we're trying to see. Um, it's kind of a weird thing to explain. So basically, if we estimate the lifetime value of a customer, and given our currently we have our subscription is $50 a month if you want to pay, and just to make up a number, because this is the thing that we don't even have data on because we haven't existed long. If we assumed that someone was going to pay $50 a month and they only lasted a year, I would certainly hope we could get people to stay on for as long as they're content creators. But let's assume that that's $600 for the lifetime value of a customer. And what's hard to kind of wrap our heads around is like if you had to spend $500 um, in advertising, and $500 is going to get you one customer that was going to pay and meet the average lifetime value of a customer, you technically made money on that, even though it's $500 to get one customer. Now, I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that's good because you put $500 in, you get $600 out over the course of a year if you do your job well and they stay. But the point is, you put 500 in, you got 600 out. What's coming out is more than what's going in. You can technically, in theory, you would put, if you put in $1,000, you should get $1,200 out, right? It's a multiplier. I'm obviously greatly oversimplifying this, so I don't mean for that to sound like it's that trivial, but the point is that we're trying to experiment and see, like, do we, number one, can we even convert at dollar amounts that are low that we can sort of try? And then the second part to that is like, what platforms? I think we're trying on every single platform, like in terms of like Google Ads, different social media platforms, Reddit, just to see. Um, so trying that out, it's going to be a good experiment. It's definitely resulting in signups, but whether or not we can get people to convert, because we have a free tier, whether or not we can get people to convert is the real story. Now, we also suspect that our conversion to paid is a longer journey. Unless someone's already a creator with a lot of content, then I think we have a good story for them. Um, but I think the number of people that are just getting started or like kind of curious and want to poke around. I think that number will be way greater. And if they're in that position, our strategy that we want to do is take people on that content creator journey. So that just means that it's going to take, if our strategy is correct, we would take on new content creators. It's basically free for them to use, and then from there we would kind of teach them on their journey how to be better content creators and give them the tools to do it. And then that conversion process is what we'll be doing. Now that's tricky. It's a interesting business model because it does mean that, like, it's it's a long term play. So we're not trying to like give up on bigger creators, but I think we're just trying to like explore this strategy overall. So that's kind of what we're doing. We shipped our social media feed, where you can basically get an aggregate feed across platforms, and then you can see that on one spot, respond to stuff. It's been super helpful for me, but again, like this past week and a bit, I've just been so swamped. I'm not even using it, and I really need to be able to respond to stuff. So that's where we're at. But we're gonna keep plugging away on that, and then we have a couple of other things we want to explore beyond that. Especially starting to try pulling in metrics. I think that's going to be interesting. So that's kind of next on the radar for us. So I'll keep plugging away at that. But this weekend, it's not a lot of time for it because I have to get stuff out the door by Tuesday for work. Okay, moving over to Dev Leader. Got no videos created this past week, which is very disappointing for me. I'm not happy about that. But this is what I mean. Like my 9 to 5 comes before that. I can't just not do the work, risk being in a bad spot at work, and then make YouTube videos. It's not YouTube videos are not my job. That's a thing on the side. So no content was made. Pretty upset about that because I don't like losing momentum. I've talked about this in other videos, but once my momentum is kicked, it's very hard to get built back up, and often it's like a downward spiral. Kind of like how I get momentum behind things. It's really good, but when I don't, it's like becomes extremely difficult for me to get motivation to go make YouTube videos. Especially like on Dev Leader, it's just hard. Like like I'm making tutorials, I'm paying money to have them edited, and then YouTube feeds them to like 50 people. It's almost like 10,000 people subscribe to the channel, and YouTube's like, hey, like here's 50 people, and it cost me $50 to edit the video. So just losing money to not have an audience even see the content is like it's very frustrating. So it's funny because it's like that's been my strategy the whole time, and it's in some points it works really well, and other points it works completely against me. But that is what it is, I guess. I got my 80th newsletter article out, which is pretty cool. That's a pretty big milestone. And I'm trying to think what else. Oh, for Dev Leader, I have a course. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. And after I wrap this video up, I'm going to be continuing to film for a Dome Train course, which I will wrap up this weekend. It's a short one. So I think I have, if I just move this over, how many minutes do I have left to record? I have 20 minutes of like content I'm going to record tonight, easily. I say easily. I think one of those sections, though, I have it marked as 5 minutes. I have a feeling it's going to be like a 20-minute section. I think that estimate's way off. So it's probably going to be like at least an hour of recording after this, and that might translate into like 30 minutes of content. And then tomorrow I have another 30 minutes to do. And then I'm doing this course with Ryan Murphy again, which is great. I think we have one more after this together. And then I think we just have to meet in the week for a couple of super quick ones like intros and that kind of thing. So should be good. But I'm going to wrap that up. And then I guess the last thing to talk about is Code Commute. Still going well. It's certainly going in terms of growth, in terms of metrics. It's just much better than Dev Leader right now. Just about 1,500 subscribers, or it might pass that, like just over 1,500. Let me check. Yeah, 15, 13. Some of the videos, right, like because I had some ones that did pretty well. When I say pretty well, I just mean not by probably any other creator standards, but compared to like my Dev Leader channel. And even within Code Commute, I had a couple that were, a few number ones in a row, but now almost the last week of content has been like 7 to 10. If you're not familiar with the scale, it's like if you put out a video and it's like your fastest watch video out of the last 10, you'll get like a number, you'll get a 1 out of 10. It's what you want. It means you're kind of doing better than the last other 9. And so like the last one I posted, it's a 9 out of 10. I guess the other scores kind of go away, but like I don't know. Some of them, like, yeah, if I look at the curves for views and watch time and stuff, they're at the low. They're not all of them are below the curve, but they're certainly at the bottom of it. So I'm not worried about that. But I think like on this channel, I'm learning there's definitely topics that people really want to watch. Like people are very fascinated by AI and like how that's affecting jobs for software engineers. So probably will lean into that a little bit more just because people want to watch it. But people are sending in messages, asking me to answer questions for them. They're commenting, so it's going well. The revenue is we're halfway. This one has only been getting revenue for half the month so far. I don't know what the first day is. That it's January 6th. Okay, so it's missed about. It's gonna be just under. It's like a week and a half short of a full month, and yeah, it's gonna with that number. It's still like sorry that amount of time missing from the average because it hasn't estimated yet because I wasn't getting money for that period. It's still doing better than my main channel for ad revenue. So that's pretty cool. And my shorter term goal is to be able to get the revenue on both channels to at least cover editing costs. Um, because I lose money every month. So if I can get each channel together making like, I think if I could get them making like, even if it was like $300 together a month, that would be cool. It would feel less like painful when my Dev Leader channel, because that's the only one I'm paying for edits on. When that channel isn't getting views, it will feel less bad. Because right now it feels bad. I pay money and then no one, like YouTube doesn't serve the video. So anyway, I think that's the strategy. People are asking me to get a 360 camera and mount it on the car, which I am happy to do. I think that would be super awesome. But as soon as I do that, editing. I'm not editing a single video on Code Commute. I refuse to because I want that just to be extra. I want it to be sorry, when I say extra, I mean extra content that I get for free because I just film it in the car. Or I've been filming some at my desk here just when I have downtime. But as soon as I have to edit or pay someone, then it's time or money, and then it's not for free. So I need the ad revenue, or I have to find someone to start sponsoring the videos, and maybe that's the way to go. Because between the two channels, it's over 10,000 subscribers. Um, how much watch time? It's like 5,000 hours of watch time a month. 50,000 views a month. So like I don't know. I think I think there's an audience, which would be nice to have like sponsored videos and stuff, and just help with the editing costs. But anyway, that's kind of on the radar for me. But I got to get through this next little bit of work, and I got to get this course out. So I will wrap it up there. Thank you so much for watching and all your support, and I will see you next time. Take care.